This morning we'll be looking at the pains and the blessings of motherhood. The pains and the blessings of motherhood. Genesis 30 and verse 1. Genesis 30 and verse 1. When Rachel saw that she wasn't having any children for Jacob, he became very jealous of her sister. And she pleaded with Jacob, "Give me children or I die." The pain of being childless was keenly felt by Rachel. Many mothers are going through pains. Many mothers are hurting. Loss of a child, miscarriage, stillbirth, illnesses as a result of their position as mother. Many mothers are in pain. Overuse of body, both to please the children, to please the husband, and to please extended family. Overuse of body. Prolonged standing at work and prolonged standing at home. Particularly those caring for special needs, children with special needs. I was in Delaware yesterday, and out of the two people that I counseled, out of the many people that I counseled, two of them have marriages that are breaking because they have disabled children. The woman cannot stand the pressure, and I shared my experience with them. Many homes are going through challenges because of children who have refused to cooperate with the family, and the load comes on the mother. Many mothers have been abused. Abuse can destroy lives, and not just the life of the immediate victim, but of the children and other family members. And yet, we still find many women that are under serious abuse. The abuse partner continually denies any responsibility for problems, and that's why they continue to abuse their partners. Abuse is the weakest expression of strength. It's not strength. To be abusive is not strength. It's the weakest expression of strength, according to a writer. He said it is the weakness to destroy what you ought to protect. The weakness to destroy what you ought to build and what you ought to make better. And yet many women are going through abuse. I'm directing my attention to the problems and the pains of women today, not because some men are not abused, but at least for today. We are looking at women as we celebrate them. Many mothers are not loved. Some parents, some women have not expressed what they call love for a very long time. Tell me, when I have 19 people staying with my house just immediately after marriage, how will I express love to my wife? For several years, we don't know what is love. I just married a cook that will cook from morning till night. And that's the case with many of us. Because of the ignorance of separating the family from the nuclear husband and wife relationship. Many mothers are unhappy because children are not listening. Everything falls on the mother. My mother died because she was trying to protect me. Oh, mommy, my child, my child, my child, my child. Up to the last day that she visited me, I need to drop her. And she said, no, When people see that you have come to drop me, enviness will start again. They may waylay you on the road. As she left me, she died a week after. So many mothers are crying because of their children. Yeah, I'm not saying that the fathers are not, but the weight is more on the mother than the father. Many mothers are disrespected. Mine got so bad that my friend will come to my house because my wife is saying, who is the person knocking? And my friend will tell my wife, you are foolish. Don't you know my voice? And yet there's nothing I could do. And the gentle Lagosian decided to behave like a village woman. Because a typical Lagosian would not accept that. For your husband friend to come to your wife's house and say you are foolish because you are saying who is knocking on the door. Several times my wife doesn't know how much I appreciated her. But to express, I've not been able to do that for a very long time until recently. Many mothers are living in fear. Domestic abuse, undocumented immigrants. Some have grown old, nobody to marry them. Living in fear of the present dispensation of maybe they will be ejected or deported. Within the past few weeks that I've been traveling, I saw parents in fear. I saw mothers crying. If you are not there, you don't know the privilege of the document you are holding to stay in this country. Many mothers are living in anger because the way they've been maltreated, the way they've been misunderstood. Many mothers have emotional problems. So balancing as economic provider and parental duties is affecting many mothers. Mothers are growing older than they ought to be, while their husbands are looking good. Because they have to balance being an economic provider. The husband will wait at home for them to come from work. They spend 12 hours on work, come back home, spend another 8 hours to prepare food, then go back to take the children to bed. This is a significant challenge that many men refuse to acknowledge. I never knew my wife went through so horrible situation until we have our grandchild. Sometimes I wake up 5 times over the night when I hear the cry of a baby. I will rush to their room, anything, the baby is on her chest. So it's okay, waiting for the baby to born. I will go back in 15 minutes, I hear another cry. What's going on? I'm changing the diaper. So I'll go back to my room. So she doesn't sleep, I don't sleep for the first time. But I cannot remember what happens 30 years ago when we have our children working in the oil industry, go 1 month in the oil rig, come back. So I don't know what happens at home. So I never appreciated. For the first time, I will pat my wife at the back. I've done that more than 100% that I've done in 30 years within 3 months. And the reason is that I am growing. We should allow circumstances of life to grow us. Otherwise, we won't become like Jesus. This challenge is so significant that put a heavy load on the woman. They multitask management of their schedules and taking care of the home front, which meant so much pressure on the mother and they get overwhelmed. I see sometimes my wife would talk, leave the woman alone, let them do the stuff in the church. She would do the one at home, she would do the one in the church, and at the end, when she talked to us, I finished, and she would emotionally respond. And people get angry and see the way mommy act. When the weight of the duty rests on them, the flesh out of them will begin to speak. Pregnancy, physical health, and childbirth trauma. What can we compare to that? Childbirth, postpartum depression, emotional numbness. It took me time to understand that some of the mood swings is due to some of them are not normal. They are what do you call that thing that normally change? Hormone changes. The husband will get angry. The organ is not happy. Whereas this woman cannot control the hormone that is changing, that is causing the mood that swings to the left and to the right. Hormonal changes are affecting many of our mothers. You think they are crazy. Those days, I used to preach, and I would say it's because they won't pour water on their head for about 3 months. And anytime that they need to take care of the head, they will put it under an oven again, heat upon heat. The head that has not taken water for 3 months, you are putting it under temperature, high temperature. I said, how wouldn't that woman misbehave? But in the recent time, I've discovered that those heat they put on there, those oven, it's not even the matter. Some of them are acting as a result of hormone changes. Many of them are living anxiety, isolation, depression, irritability as a result of being a mother. So what are the antidotes to these problems? What are the antidotes to this problem? 1, 1 Corinthians 9:27 said, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, so that by any means when I have preached to others, I myself should be a castaway. The New Living Translation says, I discipline my body like an athlete, train it to do what it should. Otherwise, I fear that after preaching to others, I myself may be disqualified. Here he's saying that the only way a woman can overcome those problems, those challenges, is to discipline your body. Homes would have been where angels dwell if women could discipline their body. They overstretch this body. And at a point, they are unable to discipline the body. And what's the consequence when the woman refuses to discipline her body? It means you are being controlled by the flesh. And what does flesh represent? In Romans 8:6-7, it says, for to be carnally minded is death, but to be spiritually minded is life and peace. He said, because the carnal mind is enmity against God. So when women are unable to control those emotions because of so much challenges, not only are they causing problem in the house, they are also separating their relationship with God. So this is a big challenge. How would the mother separate between those emotional challenge and being enmity with God and being aligned with the husband? Some have tried. And when the problem has now resulted into trauma, medical issues, that's where the husbands should now come to the reality to understand their role in relationship. My wife will never listen. My wife is always taunting. My wife is angry. My wife is isolating herself. My wife is being irritated. Good. So what will you do? Romans 15:1-2. He said, we that are strong ought to bear the infirmities of the weak. I don't know where Christianity stands today when the other partner tool of fighting the war in the house is to return evil for evil. The woman is disobedient. Yes. The woman is taunting. The woman is angry. The woman is feeling irritated. Yes. What is the role of the man? He said, okay, the woman is crazy. Yes. So you are not. So we that are not crazy should bear the infirmities of the one that is weak and not to please ourselves. Homes are getting destroyed. Mothers are not appreciated because everybody wants to have a reason to do whatever they want to do. Verse 2 of that, Romans 15 said, let every one of us please his neighbor, for it's good to edification. The Message translation make it a little clearer. Romans 15:1-2 said, those of us who are strong are able in the faith, not in the world, not according to philosophers, not according to marriage counselors, according to the scriptures. Those of us who are strong are able in faith, need to step in and lend a hand to those women who are irritated. Those women who have trauma, those who hormone system is causing problem in the house, and yet you say it's the devil, it's the witch in you that is making you do what you are doing. And not just to do what is most convenient for us. Strength is for service, not for status. If the woman is weak and you are strong, your strength is for service, not to fight, not to complain. Each one of us needs to look after the good of the people around us, asking ourselves, how can I help? My wife is irritated. My wife is having a hormone issue. My wife has walk when my wife is tired and she's misbehaving. So the Message translation says, how can I help? You know why the question is important? Because these are two people in the race. If the woman continues what she's doing, she's going to end up in hellfire. If the man feels, I'm okay, I cannot continue to deal with this crazy woman, the man also will end up in hellfire. And I'll tell you why. Not only in hellfire, there are so many problems here. So how could I help? 1 Peter 3:7. Likewise, ye husband, dwell with them according to knowledge. So how could I help? I must seek for knowledge. Giving honor to the wife as unto the weak. Now, what did Romans 15:1 says? He said, ye that are strong need to do what? Able in faith need to step in and lend a hand to those who are weak. To those who are weak. And 1 Peter 3:7 says, the husband deal with them according to knowledge, giving honor to them, delight in them. Amen. As unto the weaker vessel. And as being years together of the grace of life, that your prayers be not hindered. I will come back to this. Let's look at New Living Translation of 1 Peter 3:7. It says, in the same way, you husband must give honor to your wives. Treat your wife with understanding of the fact that it is not the temperature of the oven that they put on their head that is causing those misbehavior. Some of them have tumor. Long standing at work, long standing at home, sleepless night taking care of the children can result to depression. So you have to treat this woman with understanding as being weak, so that your prayers will not be hindered. In other words, there's no way you can be blessed. Okay, now you know the theme of this message is the pains of the woman and the blessedness of motherhood. See, your wife does not have to go and do 10 days fasting for you to reach your goal if you follow a simple illustration. In 1 Peter 3:7. 1. Treat her with knowledge. Go ask God, what my wife is going through, is that her? Is this a woman that I'm married? Or she's going through some kind of stress that I caused? Because some of you have allowed your wife to be at home, not working, and take care of your wife. Give her what she needs. She may not be as bad as you thought. And some that are not even working, there could be childbirth depression. And it doesn't show like a true madman or madwoman on the street. When you see a mad woman in Africa, you know she's a mad woman. But there are so many women who have some mental issues. And the only way you can reflect it is in their character. And it is not their fault. It's because of what they have gone through in childbirth and all that. So many of us are living with somebody who needs some... So how do I help them? The blessing of motherhood lies in treating your wife with knowledge. Treat her as a weak vessel. Romans 15. Honor her, otherwise you cannot fulfill destiny. So the woman doesn't have to pray for you if you carry out this responsibility. The Bible just says if you don't do it, there's no way your prayer can be answered. Number 2, what would the man do to help the woman? Be close and be supportive companion. Ephesians 5:25. Husband, love your wives. Even as Christ also loved the church and gave himself for it. The Message translation says, husband, go all out in your love for your wives, exactly as Christ did for the church, a love marked by giving, not getting. So how did Jesus love the church? What will happen in most marriages if the husband so loves his wife? Love her with a selfless and unselfish love. That's the love Jesus has for the church. Selfless and unselfish. 2, with given and sacrificial love. 3, with a love of the will as well of the heart. 4, with a love of commitment as well as of affection. I am so committed to my wife. The only thing I don't do, that I've started doing, is to show affection. To show affection. Let them know that you indeed love. Care for them. Acknowledge their errors as part of the game. Because I caused some of the problems that my wife had. I caused it. The husband love involves having no spot or wrinkle or any sort thing Spots will mean the mistakes that tarnish one's life and marriage. Mistakes so serious that they are very difficult to wash off. One's body and out of one mind. They will include such things as mistreatment and abuse, loose and immoral behavior, withdrawal and avoidance. Wrinkles will mean things that cause friction and rattle the nerves. They will include temper and reactions, broken promises and serious neglect, severe selfishness and rejection. The love which the husband is to have for his wife is the very same love he has for his own body. The husband is to love his wife just as much as he loves his own body. This means that he is to nourish and cherish his wife as he does his own body. The word nourish means to feed, to clothe, to nurture, to look after until she is matured in the marriage, and then to continue nourishing her as long as she lives. Listen to that word, until the woman is matured. It's not the numbers of years spent in marriage that makes a woman matured. You could have been married for 40 years and the woman is not yet matured. So the man continues to nourish until the woman matures. Is somebody learning something? It's a difficult one, right? Particularly when we marry a very crazy woman. Some men will say, I wish you stay with my wife for 1 week, then you will know what I'm going through. But see, there is nothing God cannot do when we play our part right. Mental issue is not something that your wife bargained for. And most of the things some of them have done to ruin their home has to do with mental issues. Because there is no way you can place the behavior to the wife you marry. And the word cherish means to hold ever, so dear within your heart, to treat with warmth, tenderness, care, affection, and appreciation. That's the responsibility of the husband. For those who are divorced, keep praying for one another. Believe me, no matter how bad a person is, you will still remember one good thing that the person has done. If there's somebody that should go to hell, it shouldn't be your partner because you divorce her. In fact, that should be a responsibility to be praying for her soul. To be like Christ is to make sure your partner do not go to hell. I was in a meeting in New York some years ago, and they said the oldest person amongst us whose marriage is the oldest should come and address us. And the man came out and said, if I come to the world 20 times, this is the woman I'm marrying. She's the best. She's this. Sugar in my tea. It go beyond sugar, it became honey. If there's anything to apply to honey to make it sweeter, my woman has added it. After all those sweet talks, the pastor whispered to my ears, you know, the man ran away from home for 10 years. Another woman took him away for 10 years. He just came back not quite one year. Praise the Lord. No one will be a good person. Even they called Jesus good. He said, I'm not good. If not Jesus in us, no one is good. My father married 4 with a lot of concubines. I was on the way. I've not married one. When I was telling my friend I will marry 2, I will put 1 in the village, 1 in Lagos. I've not even started 1 when I was planning for 2. And God knew that if he allowed me to start with 2, I may end with 10. So before I even start the first one, God double-crossed me. No one is ever good who have not found Christ. And there are so many in Christ who have not found out to be good. So many in Christ that has not found out to be good. Why? We thought this world is the end of everything. We thought everything will end here on the earth. How will I allow my tenant to lead me to hell? The wife that I met here, that on the day of judgment, everybody will account differently, is just a companion here. In the next 100 years, this face is gone. When they're telling the story of this church in 100 years, it may be another church entirely. Oh, we used to hear that one black man was the pastor. It could be Indians that have become Christians that will take over in 200 years if Jesus has not come. Nobody will remember us after this phase. So why do you want to die in a strange land? As we celebrate our mothers, children, hear the word of the Lord. As I close, 1 Timothy 5:4 says, in New Living Translation, but if she has children or grandchildren, their first responsibility is to show godliness at home and repay their parents by taking care of them. This is something that pleases God. All of you, this young generation, that are saying, I want to retire at 40. So everything is going to 401k. Everything. If your parents have allowed everything to go to their own retirement, they won't sponsor you to school. When you are 12 years old, they will ask you to go and start working. If you don't go look for money, not flour. You see, the generation of flour is gone. The generation of flour is gone. It's gone. Your mother is suffering at home how to pay rent. Your mother is suffering at home how to take care of her health. And on Mother's Day, you are bringing flour. Will flour heal her? Children, take care of your mothers. If you don't, listen to this. Proverbs 30 and verse 11. He said, there is a generation that cursed their father and doth not bless their mother. We are in a generation where the young ones refuse to be blessing their mother. They are too selfish. Keep changing cars. Every new phone, they get it. Shoes, they know the names of the shoes that are raining. But today, you must show love to your mother. Proverbs 30:17 as I close. An eye that disdains a father and despises a mother, that eye will be plucked out by wild vultures and consumed by young eagles. Now, can we read it together? Can we read it together? The eye, somebody say the eye. Open your mouth and say the eye that disdains a father and despises a mother, that eye will be plucked out by wild vultures and consumed by young eagles. The eye that says his mother does not matter will be consumed by eagles. It means everything you are struggling to become will become a waste. It means strange sickness may afflict you. There's a specific warning for those who are rebellious including to your spiritual father and spiritual mothers. Ministers of God, it's better not to become a Christian than be rebellious to your spiritual father. The consequences is grievous. Children that has rebelled against their mother, you have to go today after service. You will prostrate. Even if your culture does not prostrate, you will learn to kneel down and ask for the blessings of your mother. If your mother doesn't owe you a dime and you are paying 1,008 in your rent, the money that you are supposed to use to bless your parent, you are using it, you are paying your landlord. When you can discipline yourself and look for a cheaper place, you are despising your parent. There's a specific warning for those who are rebellious and disrespectful to their parents, both spiritual and physical. They will face a terrifying judgment. In fact, the description of their judgment suggests that no punishment is too great for those who mock and despise their parent. How many of you are ready to take care of your parents?